Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next installment of our student story. I cannot say this word today. I've messed up so many times. Student Story Week. We are here with a recent alum from Brandon Hall School, which is in Georgia in the US. So we're here with Jaden. So welcome, Jaden. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I want to know, first of all, where are you from? Are you from Georgia? Are you from someplace else? Give us
No,
your background.
I'm from Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huntsville, I've never been to Alabama. How far away is that from Brandon Hall?
Where I live is about 3 to 4 hours.
Okay. Okay. So you moved out of state, you got some distance from family, lived independently. So that's pretty cool. What made you choose to go out of state and choose Brandon Hall?
Well, I had been looking for a way to get away from my hometown because it just wasn't for me to stay here. I knew I was meant to be somewhere else. And recently my cousin had recently started working at Brandon Hall. And so when he sent me the website, oh look, this is where I'm working, and I started doing my own research on Brandon Hall, I just fell in love with the school and knew that was where I was meant to be.
That's awesome. Did you do your whole high school there, or when
So
did
I
you start?
started sophomore year.
Okay. And were you in a private school before that, or were you in public school?
I was in a public school.
Okay. Interesting. How was that transition? I went to public school. I'm from Ohio. So I went to public school, and I always wondered, another, from the US perspective, what's the big difference like?
It was a pretty big difference being I went from a school that had 30 to 40 kids in a class to a school where I could be the only one in the class.
Yeah.
So that was very different. But I enjoyed how much attention I would get and how much more extra practice I was allowed to have due to that difference in class size.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really interesting thing to point out. The class size thing, I'm sure, is huge. And was it boarding for you, or did you live with a host family?
It was boarding for me. I boarded.
How was boarding school? I lived in a dorm in college, but never in high school. So what was it like in high school?
I mean, it was fun for me. I loved it for sure. I made a lot of friends. It's the thing about being at Brandon Hall is there's so many cultures in one place, and so living with all of them and all the different cultures, you learn so much. It's kind of like traveling the world, but being in one spot without let me put it in better words. It's like traveling the world without moving.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
I love that. That was great for me. I got friends who are from Africa. I got friends from Korea. My best friend lives in Korea. My other best friend lives in Nigeria, and another one in the Bahamas. So it's great to have to have never really been out of the country. I've been out of the country once, but to know so many different things about the world from
So that's something. It's a huge benefit when you're studying in a diverse environment. If you don't have the opportunity yet to travel yourself, that's a great way to still get that perspective, and it makes you become more open-minded too. When you learn how other people think, you realize your reality is your reality, but other people have a totally different concept. So that's a great thing. And that's something, I feel is a benefit studying at a private school the way you did, because when you're at a normal public high school, you don't get that same opportunity to have international students. There may be a couple exchange students or diverse domestic students, but you don't get to mingle as much with students that literally came from another country. And most people don't get that until college. So you're ahead of the game, which I think is awesome. Speaking of that, when I heard you're a recent grad of Brandon Hall.
Yes.
Yeah. When did you graduate?
Friday, actually.
Woo! Congratulations. That's so exciting. That's so exciting. And you gave a speech, I heard?
I did. It was a speech because I won the AJC Cup award.
Okay. What is that award? Explain that.
I think it's based on my award, it says for all around best senior. But basically, if you do a lot for your school, academically, leadership wise, athletically, and I did all of that. I've been on dorm leadership teams, student leadership, diversity council. I've played basketball, volleyball, tennis, ran track. I started the Black Student Union at my school.
Nice.
Keep my grades pretty high.
That's awesome. Wow. So you accomplished a lot. And so you started your own organization. How was that process? Why did you start that, or why did you feel the need to do that? And what was the response?
Well, after this past summer with the George Floyd and the protests that followed, I felt it was necessary for me to like educate my community. And I felt like the best way I could do that was start a Black Student Union at my school.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
so I
incredible.
gathered a few of my friends and we went to some of the staff and we sat down with them and talked about why we felt it was necessary. And, they agreed and they helped us basically set everything up. And we've gotten a few things done. I would say we put up we did a Black History Spirit Week in February, which was pretty cool. And now we won an award, like a grant from the school to be able to make some of the plaques that we made for the week. We didn't make plaques, but we made like little posters and put them up around the school. But we won a grant to make them plaques and make them permanent on campus.
Wow, that's incredible. And that is something that's going to have such a lasting impact. You know, even though you're the one that started it, it's not going to stop now that you're leaving. You know, that's a huge change and a huge, like I said before, perspective that you're bringing into the campus community. And it's something, especially in this day and age, is so important. What was the response from other students? Did other students join in? Did the organization grow? How did that happen?
I would say there was a lot of interest from other students who were like, yeah, we definitely needed that. Well, we weren't able to do as much with it as we wanted to this year due to COVID, but we do have a lot of students who are interested in doing more with it next year. And for that, I'm very grateful that like something I started is able to continue to grow and prosper because of these other younger students. Excuse me.
Amazing. That's so incredible and very inspiring, and something again for students to understand. If there's something you're passionate about and if there's something you believe in and the school you're studying at doesn't have that represented, all you have to do is speak up. You know, that's your chance to become a leader and really get the ball rolling in something that you feel is important. But Jaden, it seems like that's not your first time being a leader. Did you have other leadership opportunities in different roles when you were studying at Brandon Hall?
Excuse me, the like last part cut out. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. Yeah, I just am curious if you've had other leadership opportunities while studying at Brandon Hall.
I mean, I've had a few. I told you about the dorm leadership.
Yeah.
There, I basically helped keep our dorm together, like planning different activities, and doing different things like that. Then Student Leadership and Diversity Council, where we set up different things for our students, make sure we have different events planned out, like homecoming, or we set up this year like I want to say it was like movie night festival, where we had a food truck come and we set up a blow up like movie screen on our field.
Oh, wow.
Had all the students come down and eat and enjoy a movie. Different things like that. On the different sports teams, captain of basketball and tennis for sure. We didn't have a volleyball season this year, but the year before last, I was the captain on that. And that basically just includes being a leader for my team and helping make sure everybody else is, growing and growing together.
It sounds like you're a natural leader. I mean, just, getting into that position, not only for one sport, but multiple sports. And then not only athletics, but also, activism and being involved in like the student community. I think that's really incredible. And I'm assuming that's something that is helping you with the next step in your life. So what are your plans now that you've graduated?
So now that I've graduated, I plan to go on to Georgia State. And there I plan to study either business administration or entrepreneurship. And I say those because I have my own business now. I started back in 2017. It's a cake business called Sweet Lily Peach Treats and More, which I've named after my great-grandmother. Yeah. And I plan to use that later in the future.
That's so cool. Yeah. Oh, that's incredible. And I gotta say, as a woman in business, I did not study business myself, and I wish I would have.
Right.
You know, I feel like that's something, even though you have the practical knowledge and you've already set up your own business, which is just so incredible. You're ahead of the game again, which is awesome. But having that like theoretical knowledge, I think is really going to help you take things to the next level. I want to know, you know, when you were at Brandon Hall, how do you think your time there helped prepare you for what you're about to do now?
I think Brandon Hall definitely helped me. Like, it set me on the right path. Before going to Brandon Hall, I can tell you, like I said in my speech before, I was far from focused on anything. I didn't really have goals. I was very shy, depressed, and like Brandon Hall changed all of that for me. I've become a whole new person since going to Brandon Hall, and because of that, like I do have the goals that I have today. Like, you know, eventually setting up my business to help single mothers. I don't think without Brandon Hall I would have even like continued my business after high school. And so like just different
Wow.
things like that, or like even going to college. I wasn't sure I was going to make it out of high school before going to Brandon Hall. And so
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely say it prepared me. The classes challenged me. At my old school, I was able to, you know, not really study and get all A's, but at Brandon Hall, I had to work, and that made me appreciate the school so much more. Like just my education so much more. And so Brandon Hall has definitely put me on the right path.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Brandon Hall as a whole for that.
That's that's awesome to hear. I apologize. I think my internet is being a little funky right now, so there may be a little delay when I'm talking. So I apologize. But I think that is just so, you know, again, it's really really inspiring. You know, hearing your background and what your plans were for yourself, you know, and how that changed since being at Brandon Hall. I think not only is it a testament to the quality of the school, but also you as a person, because you can have 1,000 opportunities thrown at you, but if you don't grab them and if you don't make it happen, no one's going to make it happen for you.
Right.
So I think again, you're such an inspiration when it comes to that. I want to ask about your business just because I'm curious. So how did you start that? What brought that on?
Okay, when like a few years ago, I used to just start baking, you know, just for like Thanksgiving or Christmas, just to bring different things around my family. And so one year I decided to try to make a pound cake. And my great grandmother is known for making these pound cakes, and I have her recipe. So I made this pound cake, and everybody was like, "This tastes just like your great grandma's. Like, this is amazing. Like, it's kind of like she lives through you. Like, you're carrying on her legacy." So I decided maybe I should start selling cakes just to make a little bit more money. And that kind of went well. And so I named the business Sweet Lily Peace Treats and More after her, again, to carry out her legacy. And so,
That's awesome.
like, I sell pound cakes, red velvet cakes and cupcakes, a caramel cake now.
Yum. Oh my gosh. Do you ship to Mexico? I live in Mexico. I want to try them. Oh, that is so cool. I mean, again, I didn't know any of this about you before this conversation. So I apologize. I keep repeating like, oh my God, that's awesome. This is incredible. But you've done so much and you're still so young. I mean, you just finished high school. You have so much more ahead of you. It's amazing. Oh, we have a question here. It's in Spanish, so I'll translate it. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is a good question. Sorry to put you on the spot.
In 5 years, I hope to be finished with college and in my business. I hope to have an actual building for my business, like a bakery, basically, to continue that and starting to set up a foundation to help single parent families. Sorry.
That's incredible. I love it. I'm sure that you're going to make it happen. I really don't doubt that you'll be able to do that because again, you've shown that you're the type of person who grabs a hold of an opportunity and doesn't let it slide. And that's what it takes if you have dreams and if you want your dreams to come true. You know, you have to have that tenacity that you obviously have. So such an inspiration. All right. so to our viewers, if you have any more questions for Jaden, you can go ahead and write them now. Mather, the one who submitted a question, she also said, please ship to Mexico. I want to try them too. Work on international cake shipping. So I have one final question for you, Jaden. I just want to know, what was your favorite memory from your time at Brandon Hall?
Okay, so I'm stuck between two. So my first is when we finally, had the Black Student Union. We got like the confirmation that we were going to be able to make things happen. Me and my friends, we were like really happy. We left the room like all just like, whew, we can breathe. It happened, like excited. That's something I'll hold on to forever, just because it was such a big moment for us, and it was kind of made history. We was the ones to set up
for
the
sure.
Black Student. Yeah, and then my other favorite memory is we go on like this corn maze field trip every year around Halloween. So they take like the whole dorm. It's definitely one of the most fun nights of the year.
I bet corn mazes are scary to me, but I bet it's fun. I get it though. I remember. Again, I'm a scaredy cat. Everything, I'm really scared of a lot of things I have no reason to be scared of. But I always dreaded Halloween just because I had to get drugged to like haunted houses and corn mazes, and not my thing, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, we have one more question from a viewer and then I'll wrap up. Matt Faird again, she wants to know if you have any tips for other young people who would like to start a business.
Just go for it. With whatever you have, start as small as you can. Like I said, I started just, giving out cakes to like my family. And then once I got the confirmation, like that was good. You don't need that confirmation though. Trusting yourself, believing in your business. And that's all you need. You'll go far.
That's incredible. Well, you'll have to share if you have social media for your business. Please send it to us. We'll post it. And again, thank you so much, Jaden, for your time. You are such an inspiration, and I'm really excited to see where you go. And again, thank you so much for sharing your experience at Brandon Hall School as well. Dean, I'll add you in. Thank you for joining us today. This was an incredible opportunity. Thank you for bringing Jaden to the forefront as well. She's an incredible young woman.
Thank you so much for having us both.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. See you next time.